Hi all. Today I am going to talk about a gymnosperm, Pinus. I'll be talking about the Pinus in two parts. The first part include the morphological and anatomical features, and the second part will include the reproductive structures. So, in this video I am talking about the morphological and anatomical features of the gymnosperm Pinus. The classification is class Coniferopsida, order Coniferales, family Pinaceae, genus Pinus, Pinus, Pinus. Pinus forms dense evergreen forest in temperate and subalpine regions of the world. They mostly grow in high altitude ranging from 1200 to 3000 meters. Some species of the Pinus are Pinus roxburghi, Pinus insularis, Pinus wallichiana, etc. Pinus is a large perennial evergreen tree and the branches grow spirally, and thus the plant gives an appearance of conical or pyramidal in structure. The plant body is a sporophyte and is differentiated into the roots, stem and leaves. Among these, the first one, stem. The stem is cylindrical, erect, woody and branched. The branches are monopodial. Here the stem is covered with scale leaves. Here you can see these brown scale leaves. These are the brown scale leaves. And all over the stem you can see this brown scale leaves. That is, the stem is fully covered with the scale leaves. In the case of Pinus, there is a peculiarity in branches. That is, the Pinus is showing dimorphism in the case of branches. That is, there are two types of branches. First one is the long shoot. And the second one is dwarf shoot. Thus, the Pinus is showing dimorphism in the case of branches. The long shoot is otherwise known as the branches of unlimited growth, and the dwarf shoot is otherwise known as the branches of limited growth. The long shoot or branches of unlimited growth are arising from the axils of the scale leaf on the main stem. Here you can see the main stem. See, this is the main stem, and the branches of unlimited growth are arising from the main stem. It will taper towards the apex. See, like this. It will taper towards the apex, and the plant is given with the conical or pyramidal in shape. First we will look into the structure of dwarf shoot. Structure of dwarf shoot. The dwarf shoots are arising from the axils of the scale leaf present on the long shoot. This is the long shoot, and this long shoot will be carrying small scale leaves, and the dwarf shoots are arising from the axils of these scale leaves present on the long shoot. Moving on to the structure of dwarf shoot, the dwarf shoot will be carrying a small stalk-like structure. This is the stem. See this small stalk-like structure, and this stalk is covered by two scale leaves. Two scale leaves on opposite side. That is, it carries a small stalk, and it is covered by two scale leaves on the opposite side. And these scale leaves are known as prophylls. Prophylls, prophylls. Just above the profile, you can see 5 to 13 cataphylls, like this. 5 to 13 cataphylls. Cataphylls, cataphylls. Finally, the dwarf shoot carries 1 to 5 needle-like leaves. Like this. It carries 1 to 5 needle-like leaves. See, these are the leaves. It will be 1 to 5 in number. This is the structure of dwarf shoot. This dwarf shoot with needle-like leaves is known as foliar spur. Foliar spur. S-P-U-R. Foliar spur. Here you can see a clear image of branch or shoot dimorphism. This is the long shoot and this is the spur shoot or foliar spur or the dwarf shoot. Here you can see the cataphylls, prophylls and the needle. This green colored region is the needle, and these needles are the foliage leaf of the plant Pinus. As in the case of stem, the leaves are also showing dimorphism. That is, it carries the scale leaves. See this. These small structures are the scale leaves and foliage leaves. These needle-like structures are the foliage leaves. These foliage leaves are involved in photosynthesis. They are developing in clusters at the apex of dwarf shoot. See, this region is the dwarf shoot and foliage leaves are arising at the apex of this dwarf shoot. The number of foliage leaf varies from 1 to 5 on a dwarf shoot. That is, a dwarf shoot carries 1 to 5 needle-like foliage leaves. If it is 1 in number, that is, if a dwarf shoot, this is the dwarf shoot, and a dwarf shoot is with a single foliage leaf. This is known as unifoliar or monofoliar. Unifoliar or monofoliar. If it is with the 2 leaves, see this one. If it is with the 2 leaves, it is known as bifoliar. Bifoliar. Thus, trifoliar, you can see the trifoliar one, this one, tetrafoliar, this one, and pentafoliar. That is, the dwarf shoot carries 1 to 5 foliage leaves, and this is seen in different species. This is all about the dimorphism in leaf and stem. The structure of root in Pinus. Initially, the Pinus plant is having taproot system. Later, it is replaced by the adventitious roots. The root shows mycorrhizal association. Now, moving on to the internal structure of the root, the outermost layer is the epidermis. Inner to the epidermis is the cortex, and the innermost layer of the cortex is endodermis. The vascular bundles shows radial arrangement, that is xylem and phloem is alternating with each other. It may be diarch to tetrarch. That is, if there are two groups of xylem, this is known as diarch. If there are three groups of xylem, it is known as triarch. And if there is four groups of xylem, it is known as tetrarch condition. Here, the xylem is exarch. That is, the protoxylem will be facing towards the periphery and metaxylem is seen towards the center. This condition is known as exarch condition. You can see bifurcation in the protoxylem towards the periphery. See this. You can see a bifurcation of protoxylem towards the periphery, and this protoxylem will be giving the shape of letter Y. See this, letter Y. And in bifurcation you can see the resin canal. This is the resin canal, and these resin canals are seen in protoxylem bifurcation. The pith is poorly developed. The phloem is present alternating with the protoxylem. This is all about the internal structure of a young root. When the root matures, it shows secondary growth. It develops the secondary cambium just below the phloem patches. See here, it will be developing the secondary cambium, and this secondary cambium will cut xylem towards the center and phloem towards the periphery, as in the case of normal root. This secondary phloem will be pushing the primary phloem towards the periphery. At the same time, it produces the secondary cambium in the cortex. And this cork cambium will cut the secondary cortex towards the inner side of the root. And this secondary cortex carries resin canals. See, these are the resin canal, and also it carries stone cells. This is all about the internal structure of primary and secondary root in the case of Pinus. Internal structure of primary stem. If you look into the internal structure of primary stem, the outermost layer is the epidermis, and this epidermis will be heavily cutinized outside. Single layered epidermis, and this epidermis will be heavily cutinized outside. Inner to the epidermis is the cortex, and this cortex carries few sclerenchymatous outer layer. Here you can see sclerenchyma, and inner to the sclerenchyma is the parenchymatous cortex. And this parenchymatous cortex include resin canals. These are the resin canals. Here the endodermis and pericycle are inconspicuous. The vascular bundle is polyfascicular endarch siphonostele. That is polyfascicular endarch siphonostele. That is, it is conjoined, collateral, open and endarch vascular bundle resembling to that of dicot stem. And these vascular bundles are arranged in the form of a ring. You can see 5 to 10 vascular bundles arranged in the form of a ring, as in the case of a normal dicot stem. The central region is occupied by the pith. The stem in the case of pinus shows secondary growth, and this secondary growth is taking place as in the case of normal dicot stem. That is, it produces a secondary cambium, and this secondary cambium will be cutting the xylem towards the center, and phloem towards the periphery. At the same time, a cork cambium is developed in the cortex, and it will cut a secondary cortex towards the center. It will be cutting secondary cortex towards the center. Here, in the case of pinus, the xylem, that is, the secondary xylem is pycnoxylic. Pycnoxylic, pycnoxylic. That is, the xylem is compactly arranged. And also, you can see annual rings in xylem. That is, the xylem carries autumn wood and spring wood. The spring wood is formed during the spring season, and autumn wood is produced during the autumn season. This will be alternating with each other. And by counting this spring wood and autumn wood, you can count the age of a plant. So, this is known as the annual ring. And these annual rings can be clearly seen in the case of pinus. Internal structure of foliage leaf or needle. The needle shows outermost layer epidermis. See, this layer is the epidermis. It is single layered and heavily cutinized outside. The continuity of epidermis is interrupted due to the presence of sunken stomata. Inner to the epidermis is hypodermis, which is sclerenchymatous. Inner to the epidermis is hypodermis, which is sclerenchymatous. Inner to the sclerenchymatous hypodermis is the mesophyll tissue. Mesophyll tissue is not at all differentiated into palisade and spongy. You can see the mesophyll tissues. These are the mesophyll tissues. And these mesophyll tissues carries small peg-like ingrowth. In every mesophyll tissue, you can see small peg-like ingrowth by the cellulose. Inner to the mesophyll cells are the endodermis. See this, endodermis. It is single layered. Inner to the endodermis is parenchymatous pericycle, which is multi-layered. See, this region, this is the parenchymatous pericycle. These parenchymatous pericycle carries sclerenchymatous T-shaped girdle. See, like this. This T-shaped girdle carries sclerenchyma, and this sclerenchymatous T-shaped girdle is separating the two vascular bundles. These are the two vascular bundles. These vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral and open type. Here you can see a clear picture of the needle, that is the outermost layer epidermis. See, this orange colored region, this is the epidermis. The continuity of the epidermis is interrupted due to the presence of sunken stomata. See, these region, these are the sunken stomata, and inner to the epidermis is sclerenchymatous hypodermis. This region, this is the sclerenchymatous hypodermis. inner to the sclerenchymatous hypodermis is the mesophyll, this region. This is the mesophyll cells, and this mesophyll cell carries the resin canal, and these resin canals will be nearer to the sclerenchymatous hypodermis. The endodermis is single layered. See this layer. This is the single layered endodermis. Inner to the endodermis is multi-layered pericycle, and this multi-layered pericycle carries T-shaped sclerenchymatous girdle. See this. T-shaped sclerenchymatous girdle, and this T-shaped sclerenchymatous girdle is separating the two vascular bundles. Vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral and open type. Here you may notice some kind of difference in the shape of needle when you take the section. The needle will be round when it is unifoliar. It will be half circle when it is bifoliar. It will be triangular. See, like this. It will be triangular when it is trifoliar, tetrafoliar or pentafoliar. And this is all about the internal structure of the needle. That is, I have mentioned about the shape of the plant, different types of shoots, that is shoot dimorphism, leaf dimorphism, and internal structure of stem, leaf and root. This is all about the morphological and anatomical features of the plant Pinus. Happy learning.